Welcome to our mock test video on application of physical intervention skills in the private security industry. This practice exam is based on the comprehensive set of 30 questions, with just one correct answer for each. Our video aims to help you better prepare for the examination and boost your chances of success. Each question will present 4 options, and you will have 3 seconds to choose the correct answer before I reveal it. But before we dive into the question answer session, I would like to highlight that I will be starting with some of the most important questions and ending with the last 10 questions from recent exams. So, make sure not to miss out on those. Let's begin. Which of the following best describes physical intervention skills? The use of physical or mechanical means to limit the movement of others. Skills used only in situations when violence has already been used against you. Skills used to protect yourself from assault. Skills that do not involve any pre-planned techniques. The correct option is the use of physical or mechanical means to limit the movement of others. Which of the following is true in relation to prolonged physical interventions? The shorter the duration of the intervention, the less the risk of complications. A long-duration physical intervention means that door supervisors can share restraint duties. Risks lessen during a long-duration hold. As the door supervisor becomes more confident, risks lessen over time as the individual relaxes into the restraint. The correct option is the shorter the duration of the intervention, the less the risk of complications. What is a potential outcome of using a prolonged physical intervention? It will show that you are strong and in control. It may reduce the likelihood of injury or harm. It may negatively affect an individual's breathing and circulation. It may improve the individual's circulation and breathing. The correct option is it may negatively affect an individual's breathing and circulation. Which of the following is a potential risk to an individual being restrained on the ground? Soft or carpeted areas. The need for a cleaning team to be paid to make the area safe. Loss of the individual's personal belongings. Impact with the floor. The correct option is impact with the floor. Which of the following should a door supervisor take as a warning sign regarding the well-being of an individual during a physical intervention? Being overly apologetic, showing violence to the door staff, stating that they will boycott the venue, showing signs of confusion or disorientation. The correct option is showing signs of confusion or disorientation. When monitoring someone's safety during a physical intervention, the term ABC is used. What does this mean? Check atmosphere, breathing, communication. Check airway, bladder, clothing. Check attitude, body language, circulation. Check airway, breathing, circulation. The correct option is check airway, breathing, circulation. Which of the following statements correctly describes ground restraint situations? Ground restraints carry additional risks and should be avoided whenever possible. Ground restraints are a good method to use with aggressive individuals. Ground restraints allow the door supervisor to assert themselves and do their job more quickly. Ground restraints present no greater risks than other forms of physical intervention. The correct option is ground restraints carry additional risks and should be avoided whenever possible. Which of the following is the appropriate way for a door supervisor to reduce the risks to themselves in a physical intervention situation? Use considerable force to overpower the aggressor. Calm the aggressor with alcohol. Only use approved techniques. Seek help from a passerby. The correct option is only use approved techniques. How can the risk of harm be reduced during a physical intervention? Teamwork and effective communication. Take to the ground to assist in a restraint. Do not respect the dignity of individuals. Ensure forceful restraint at all times. The correct option is teamwork and effective communication. Why is it important for a door supervisor to carry out a dynamic risk assessment in situations that involve physical intervention? To respond appropriately to any challenges and changes that may arise, to ensure the door supervisor can answer any questions a police officer might ask later, to provide the door supervisor with a defense at any court hearing, to ensure compliance with any standard operating procedures. The correct option is to respond appropriately to any challenges and changes that may arise. How can a dynamic risk assessment benefit a security operative? It allows them to ignore most available options. It provides them with opportunity to claim for compensation. It helps them to identify when assistance is needed. It allows for a relaxation of training and procedures. The correct option is it helps them to identify when assistance is needed. Which of the following describes positional asphyxia? The obstruction of breathing as a result of restraint, which can result in death or brain damage. A type of suffocation resulting from long-term drug use. A restraint of the limbs which occurs when a person's body is held in a ground hold and can result in a permanent disability. A type of brain damage as a result of alcohol abuse. The correct option is the obstruction of breathing as a result of a restraint, which can result in death or brain damage. Which of the following could increase the risk of positional asphyxia? Someone standing in a non-aggressive stance, someone standing with their torso forced against a wall, someone being escorted from the premises using a low-level physical intervention, someone continuously communicating during a physical intervention. The correct option is someone standing with their torso forced against a wall. Which of the following describes a security team's responsibilities during a physical intervention? Only one person can be responsible for the safety of the individual being restrained. All staff involved have responsibility for the safety of the individual being restrained. A manager has to take responsibility for the safety of the individual being restrained. The security team's first responsibility is to venue management to ensure there is minimum disruption. The correct option is only one person can be responsible for the safety of the individual being restrained. Which of the following describes one of the factors a door supervisor must consider during a physical intervention? Whether the intervention will delay the closing time of the venue and affect the premises license. To respect the individual's dignity, the opinion of the friends of the individual, to ensure that the profits of the venue are not. The correct option is to respect the individual's dignity. A customer has been physically restrained by a door supervisor using an approved physical intervention skill. The individual has suffered a negative health reaction. What must the door supervisor do when the emergency services arrive? Return to their duties and let the emergency services do their job. Physically restrain the customer again to ensure the safety of the emergency services. Provide minimal details to paramedics as they have to make their own assessments regarding injuries. Brief the emergency services on the details of the restraint used, its duration, and the difficulties the individual experienced. The correct option is brief the emergency services on the details of the restraint used, its duration, and the difficulties the individual experienced. Following an incident during which a customer has been physically restrained by a door supervisor using approved physical intervention skills. Which of the following reporting methods should be used? Make a full, individual report of the actions taken. Make a group report of the team's actions. Ask the duty manager to make a detailed report on behalf of the door supervisor team. Give a verbal report only if asked to do so. The correct option is make a full, individual report of the actions taken. Why is it important for door supervisors to regularly update their approved physical intervention skills to be able to claim a pay rise? It provides an opportunity to meet the other door supervisors and discuss alternative techniques. Over time, techniques change and skills can become out of date. To provide a break from routine work and make the day more interesting, the correct option is over time, techniques change and skills can become out of date. Why is it important to keep up to date with guidance and legislation relating to the use of physical intervention in the security industry? To be able to provide training to non-security staff in case you decide to change to a role in which it will apply. To ensure that your practice is safe and is compliant with current legislation. To demonstrate your efficiency to your colleagues. The correct option is to ensure that your practice is safe and is compliant with current legislation. Which of the following is the correct level of force an employee can use in defending themselves or their property, as set out by law in England and Wales? No force, any level of force, no more force than is necessary in the circumstances, no more force than is allowed according to their company's handbook. The correct option is no more force than is necessary in the circumstances. Which of the following describes the correct way of applying physical intervention techniques? As a last resort, using adapted martial arts techniques. As a last resort, using approved techniques taught in training. At all times, using a combination of different techniques. At all times, using techniques demonstrated by colleagues. The correct option is, as a last resort, using approved techniques taught in training. The door supervision team decide they need to remove from the premises a customer who is behaving aggressively. Which of the following would be the best positive alternative to using physical intervention skills? Ask their friends to remove them. Do nothing and wait for the local police to remove them. Use good communication skills and appropriate body language to encourage them to leave. Along with the rest of the security team, surround them and move them towards the exit. The correct option is use good communication skills and appropriate body language to encourage them to leave. Which of the following describes a primary control alternative to physical intervention? Using conflict management skills, applying calming strategies, adopting de-escalation techniques, using safety equipment, such as a radio, to summon help. The correct option is using safety equipment, such as a radio, to summon help. What can a defensive physical skill be used for? To protect yourself from assault, to assess the situational risk, to limit movement using direct force, to deliver positive and initiative-taking service. The correct option is to protect yourself from assault. Where a door supervisor is likely to have to use physical intervention techniques on vulnerable individuals, they should have received additional training. Which of the following would be considered as vulnerable? Older adults, individuals in their 30s, groups of young women, groups of young men. The correct option is older adults. Which of the following factors can increase the risks involved in performing a physical intervention? the number of live bands playing at the venue, the time of day, the door supervisor's justification for making the physical intervention, the age, size and weight of the individual. The correct option is the age, size and weight of the individual. Which of the following are considered symptoms of acute behavioral disturbance? Workplace stress, a larger-than-life personality, a calm and quiet personality, high temperature and bizarre behavior. The correct option is high temperature and bizarre behavior. Which of the following is an accepted sign of psychosis? An individual with high temperature, an individual with a red face, an individual in the seated position, an individual who is hallucinating. The correct option is an individual who is hallucinating. Which of the following physical intervention situations has the greatest potential to cause restraint-related death? When defensive physical skills are used against an individual, when an individual has been restrained in a standing position, when an individual has been held forcefully face down on the ground, when an individual is restrained in an upright position. The correct option is when an individual has been held forcefully face down on the ground. If there is potential for ground restraints, what must employers or venue operators have in place? Guidance, controlled position measures and additional pain-related holds. Guidance ensuring prolonged periods of flow restraints. Guidance, control measures and additional training for staff. Guidance ensuring continued use of blunt force on all occasions. The correct option is guidance, control measures and additional training for staff. Thank you for watching our mock test video on application of physical intervention skills in the private security industry. We hope this has been a valuable learning experience to help you prepare. Remember to practice for the exam. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more informative content. Thank you for your support and we wish you the best of luck on your exam.